We are talking with Nick Kalikas, MMA consultant for DSI Sportsbook, and Brett Okamoto from ESPN.com previewing UFC 142 here on SBRtv. All right, now let's just get to the last fight we want to look at is Terry Etim and Edson Barboza. Here's another favorite here, big favorite, not as much of a huge favorite. Barboza is minus 275. He's up and coming again, but still some questions about how exactly good of an overall fighter he is. So I would guess that you would have a bit of a hard time setting this line. Is that how you see this, Nick?
It is a tough line because both these guys actually get tremendous respect from the diehard MMA fans. Okay. But Edson Barboza, actually, the last few fights, I think his stock has dropped a little bit. If this was a little bit earlier in his UFC career, we seen that the hype was even bigger on him. So he's had some competitive bouts. A lot of people think his last fight he should have lost, and that was a close fight that could have went either way, I think, too. So he's kind of ripe for the picking right now, and Terry Etim, if he can match up well enough and keep this fight on the feet, it's going to be very competitive. So it is a difficult line to set. Barboza is a very talented fighter. I think if he fights a smart fight, he can dictate where this fight goes, stay out of submission problems, because Terry Etim also off his back, I mean, he's a whiz, man. He's got those long limbs. So even if you're a keen BJJ black belt, a guy like Terry Etim's always going to cause a little bit of problems just with his length alone. So I think it's Barboza's fight to lose. If he fights smart, he should come away with a win. But it's a tough fight to bet again at minus 275, because if it stays on the feet, it's going to be competitive.
All right, so Brett, look, if this fight had lines that were similar to the others, where Etim was maybe plus 300 or higher, I'd think about taking a shot with him. But plus 215, you think that's about right?
I think Terry Etim could be worth a shot, and I agree with everything that Nick said. I think that Barboza, the hype behind him, has made him, has made the books overvalue him a little bit. It's made the public bet him a little bit too much. I think that he is a very talented fighter. He's very quick, and he's fun to watch, and I think that that's why a lot of people are behind him. But when he's stepped up and fought tougher competition, these fights have been very close. The fight with Anthony Njokuani was very close. The fight with Ross Pearson, I actually thought Pearson won the fight. So I think that Terry Etim, you ask yourself, can he win this fight, and how can he win it? I think that there's a couple of different ways he can win it. Like Nick said, he's kind of lengthy. He knows how to submit guys and take advantage of a mistake. I think if you look up and down this card and you're looking for an underdog to bet to kind of balance out your parlay, this might be the one you want to take.
All right, yeah, that's actually what I was just going to ask you. I was going to say, all right, we've analyzed each fight, but there's no clear bet that's jumped out at me as something that's really attractive to me. If you had to pick one bet out of all of these 10 fights, 10 lines that we just analyzed, which would it be?
I'm going to go with Jose Aldo. I know that's kind of the boring pick, and everybody will be behind Aldo because he is, the star, and Mendes is kind of the unknown here. But I think that when you look at Mendes, he's only been fighting professionally since 2008. He's going into the Lions Den in Brazil. He's facing a guy who's got knockout power, and I just think that everything kind of lines up for Mendes to fall in this one.
All right, Jose Aldo minus 245. Nick, if you had one bet on this whole card that you had to make, free bet, which would it be? Best value. Come on, man.
It's really tough. Probably between, as far as the dog goes, either Etim or Mendes. I would maybe go the opposite there because, like I said, I think even though it is in Brazil, if he can weather the early storm, Mendes could pull off, sneak a decision. It's going to be hard because the Brazilians, last time we seen, they were all on fire. They had that extra motivation, and they came through. So it wouldn't shock me if Jose Aldo, comes through with a win, early KO, or even a close decision win. But I would probably, at plus 195, I am tempted to take a look at that line.
All right, and my bet would be the trendy pick, Anthony Johnson, plus 115. I think that's a little bit too high.
Yeah, and it could be. We're going to see how they match up in big fight for Anthony Johnson at 185.
All right, well, thanks so much to Brett Okamoto from ESPN.com and, as always, Nick Kalikas from DSI Sportsbook. Thanks, guys, for doing this call with us.
I appreciate it.